Influencing is a job that sprung up in recent years with the rise of social media fame crossing over to the land of celebrity. Stars on Instagram can make thousands of pounds for a single sponsored post, and a recent study found that 1 in 5 children want to be a social media influencer when they grow up. With the pandemic causing financial sensitivity amongst some families, what impact do these influencers have on children when promoting the luxury lifestyle that their parents can't match up to? After his video about influencers went viral, I spoke to businessman and previous contestant on The Apprentice, Tom Skinner, to hear more.
A lot of these Instagram influencers are portraying a life that you cannot afford, you cannot have. Listen, the kids should be looking up to people who work hard, the doctors, the nurses, the teachers, yeah? People that go at work for a living and earn it the right way, the straight way. I mean, the problem I've got with influencers is try and saying that ain't real. You'll get an influencer that will like be head to toe in £3 grand's worth of designer gear. They'll have 25 grand watching them, be sitting in Dubai, and it would be like business as usual. Like that's the caption of the picture, yeah. Well, that ain't business. That ain't real life. A good friend of mine, he's literally like he ain't had no work for months because of this pandemic. And I speak to him, he's like, oh, mate, I don't know what to do. I said, well, like, if you need a bit, like, come and help on the vans, come and work with me. And he's like, right, proud man. He's like, oh, mate, and I've got it in here with my little boy. He's on his Instagram, and every day he wants these trainers, wants this, like, and he was showing me his trainers he wanted, they're like 450 quid. And he's like, mate, like, he wouldn't know about these if it weren't for the Instagram. And I think that the role models of today have been turned on their head. Like, people look up to someone who is being gifted things for a living instead of looking up to someone who has worked hard for a living.
When I first started YouTube, I would swear quite regularly, and now I pretty much cut it out. Young family members of mine watch my videos, and I don't want them to be hearing the language, so that is actually a massive reason why.
As an influencer in southwest London, Ames Banks thinks that there is a duty of such influencers to recognise that children can easily view their content and be affected by it, even if they're not in their demographic. She says that things like editing photos can make young girls believe that's a realistic and attainable look when it's not.
I really try to never face tune my skin or alter how my body looks, because even if my audience is not 16 years old, these 16-year-olds can come across my profile very, very easily, and I don't ever want them to look at my face and see it all smoothed out and think that's normality. When it comes to reality stars, I think they have such a big platform, so many young people watching their programmes. I just think I think they need to take responsibility for that and not put out something that's really unrealistic. Like, who actually looks like that? No one. With like Towie stars and stuff, I think it's actually quite horrendous how much they face tune their faces and, probably alter their bodies. But I also think on the flip side, it's not fair to categorise influencers as these people, because I think there's a lot of different categories of influencers, and I think celebrity influencers are a whole different category, if that makes sense.
Father of 2 and founder of Equality Time, a charity that aims to turn influencers into supply teachers, Joe Reddington sees great learning potential in social media influencers as he finds his daughter listens to her favourite YouTuber more than him.
Turns out a lot of people really trust the people they see on their screens in their social media. I've got a 3-year-old and she is very influenceable, particularly on YouTube. There are particular channels that she really likes. And that has informed, for example, her Christmas present lists and her pronunciation of certain words. I think there's a responsibility as a parent to have a look at the sort of consumption that your children are going through, and also to teach them how to assess things online, to show this person is an expert in this thing but not in this thing. Maybe we should listen to this person about how to make a souffle but not necessarily about COVID precautions.